I want to tell you about the worst morning of my riding life. It was a Tuesday, 6:47 a.m. I'm on the interstate, about 4 miles from work, doing 65 in the left lane. Traffic is light, weather is perfect. One of those rare mornings where everything just feels right. The throttle response, the wind, the way the bike settles into the road. And then, a sound I will never forget for the rest of my life. Not a bang, not a pop, more like a deep metallic crunch, like something inside the engine just gave up, like it threw its hands in the air and quit. The bike lurched, power died. I managed to get to the shoulder. I sat there on the guardrail watching traffic go by, helmet still on, hands shaking slightly, calling my wife to come pick me up with the truck and a trailer. The diagnosis from my mechanic 2 days later was simple, brutal, and completely avoidable. Coolant hadn't been changed in years, overheated, head gaskets gone. You've got internal engine damage. Total repair bill, $2,200. And the thing that got me, the thing that sat in my chest like a rock for weeks, was that preventing all of it would have cost me $18.40 on a Sunday afternoon. I want to talk to you today about coolant, engine coolant, antifreeze, whatever you want to call it, because I promise you, a huge percentage of you watching this right now have never changed yours. You've changed your oil, maybe your air filter, maybe your brake pads, but coolant? It's invisible. It's tucked away. It doesn't make noise when it's going bad. It doesn't throw a warning light until it's already too late. It just quietly degrades, month after month, mile after mile, until one morning on the interstate, it can't do its job anymore, and your engine pays the price. Here's what coolant actually does, because I think most riders don't fully understand it, and honestly, neither did I until after the fact. Your engine runs hot. We're talking combustion temperatures that can spike above 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit inside the cylinder. The coolant's job is to absorb that heat from the engine block and carry it to the radiator, where it gets dispersed into the air. Then it cycles back and does it again, over and over, thousands of times per ride. Fresh coolant does this job brilliantly. It has a precise boiling point, a precise freezing point, and, this is the part everyone misses, it contains corrosion inhibitors. Chemical compounds specifically designed to protect your engine's metal surfaces, seals, water pump impeller, and radiator from degrading. Those inhibitors don't last forever. In most motorcycles, coolant should be changed every 2 years or every 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. That's it. That's the whole ask. Once every 2 years. But here's what actually happens. You buy the bike, you change the oil like clockwork, you wash it on weekends, you love that machine. And the coolant, because it looks fine in the reservoir, because it's not something your eye naturally goes to, because nobody talks about it, just sits there, year after year, getting older, getting weaker, losing its ability to protect the very engine you're out here keeping clean and shiny. That's exactly what I did. 3 years and 41,000 miles on the same original coolant. I had never touched it once. Now let me tell you what degraded coolant actually does to your engine, because this is where it gets ugly. As coolant breaks down chemically, it becomes acidic, and acid inside your cooling system is like a slow poison. It starts attacking the aluminum components, your engine cases, your cylinder head, your water pump impeller. It eats at the rubber seals and hoses from the inside. It causes microscopic pitting in your radiator fins. You can't see any of this happening. The bike starts fine every morning, runs fine on short trips, looks completely normal. But on a long ride, a hot day, sitting in traffic, pushing the engine hard, that compromised coolant can't keep temperatures in range the way it used to. The engine runs hotter than it should. And when an engine runs hot enough for long enough, you get gasket failure. You get warped heads. You get scoring on cylinder walls. You get what I got on the interstate at 6:47 in the morning. There's also something called cavitation erosion that almost nobody talks about in motorcycle circles. Your water pump creates tiny bubbles in the coolant as it circulates. Fresh coolant handles this fine. The bubbles collapse harmlessly, But old, degraded coolant can't buffer those bubbles properly. They collapse violently against metal surfaces instead. Over time, that violent cavitation literally pits and erodes your water pump housing and impeller blades. By the time I got my engine torn down, my water pump impeller looked like someone had taken a wire brush to it. That alone added $340 to my repair bill, for fluid that costs $18 at any auto parts store. I want to address something right here because I know what some of you are thinking. My bike has a temperature gauge. I would have seen it running hot. I thought the same thing. Here's the problem. Engine temperature gauges on motorcycles, especially older ones, are not precise instruments. They show you a general range. They're designed to alert you when the engine is critically overheated. They are not sensitive enough to show you the gradual, creeping temperature increase that happens when your coolant is losing efficiency over months. My temperature gauge read completely normal that entire morning, right up until the crunch. Your gauge is an emergency alarm. It is not a maintenance tool. There's a massive difference. So here's exactly what I want you to do. Not next month, this weekend. First, locate your coolant reservoir. On most liquid-cooled motorcycles, it's a small translucent tank near the radiator. Check the level. It should be between the low and high marks. If it's below the low mark, that alone is a problem and needs immediate attention before your next ride. Second, look at the color. Fresh coolant is typically bright green, blue, pink, or orange depending on the type, vibrant, almost neon. Old, degraded coolant looks murky, brownish, sometimes rusty. If your coolant looks like weak coffee, it needed changing a long time ago. Third, check your service manual for the change interval. Every bike is different. Some manufacturers recommend 24 months, some say 30,000 miles. Whatever your manual specifies, that is your deadline. And if you don't know the last time it was changed, treat it as overdue right now. Changing the coolant yourself is straightforward. You drain the system, flush it once with distilled water, refill with the correct pre-mixed coolant for your bike, and bleed any air out of the system. Total cost, under $25. Total time, 45 minutes. There are walkthrough videos for virtually every popular motorcycle model available for free online. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, and that's completely fine, a shop coolant flush typically runs $60 to $90. That's a completely reasonable service cost. Pay it. Do it on schedule, because $75 every 2 years is not a conversation you ever want to compare to a $2,200 engine rebuild. I also want to quickly mention two things that go hand in hand with coolant that most riders ignore. Your radiator hoses. These are rubber. Rubber ages. It gets brittle, cracks, and collapses under pressure. Squeeze your hoses with your hand when the engine is cold. They should feel firm but slightly pliable. If they feel hard and stiff, or if you see any surface cracking, they need replacing. A blown radiator hose on the highway is a different kind of bad morning. And your radiator cap. This is a pressurized cap with a spring and seal that maintains the correct pressure in your cooling system. A weak cap lets the system run at lower pressure, which drops the boiling point of your coolant and makes overheating far more likely. They cost $10 to $20. Replace it whenever you do a coolant change. It's not worth gambling on. Here's the bottom line, and I mean this as directly as I possibly can. Liquid cooling is what allows modern motorcycle engines to make big power in a small package and live a long life doing it. But liquid cooling only works if the liquid is doing its job. Neglect the coolant and you're not protecting the engine, you're just decorating it. I learned this lesson at 65 miles per hour on the interstate with $2,200 I didn't have. You don't have to. Check your coolant this weekend. 2 minutes to look, 40 minutes to change it. $18 for the fluid. That's the price of not making my mistake. If this video stopped you from destroying an engine you worked hard to buy, hit that like button and subscribe. Next week, we're going through the full coolant flush process step by step, right in a home garage with basic tools, zero experience required. Don't miss it.